You know that feeling, right? You go to bed totally convinced that tomorrow is the day everything finally changes, only to wake up and find yourself fighting the exact same battle all over again. It's a conflict that doesn't happen on some battlefield. It happens right between your ears. So let's dive into this very personal and very, very universal war. So let's meet Arjun. Right now, he is buzzing with motivation. He's watched all the videos, he's read the books, he's even laid out his gym clothes for the morning. Tonight, the future feels so clear, so bright. It feels like it's right there for the taking. And he makes a pact with himself. Tomorrow, he finally becomes the person he's always meant to be. But what is he really going after? It all comes down to this one word: discipline. It sounds so straightforward on paper, doesn't it? Just a set of rules. But for Arjun, this isn't some dictionary definition. No way. This is a mountain. A mountain he has to start climbing the second the sun comes up. All right, so the stage is set. He's done all the tricks. The phone is plugged in way across the room. The alarm is set. It is locked and loaded for an early start. The promise of this new day feels so real you could almost touch it. It feels like success is already in the bag. And then it happens. That sharp, awful sound just cuts through the peaceful morning silence. 5 a.m. But this isn't just an alarm. It's a starting gun. This is the very first test, the first choice he has to make on his path to becoming that new man. But with that sound comes something else. You know what I'm talking about. The negotiation, the debate. In the space of literally a single second, a full-blown war erupts, and Arjun finds himself right on the front lines. And so it begins. On one shoulder, you've got his strong self. The voice of his ambition saying, "This is it, come on, your future starts right now. You made a promise." But then there's that other voice, his weak self, and it's whispering so sweetly. "Just 5 more minutes. You deserve it. The bed is so warm. You can always start tomorrow." And in this first battle, well, the promise just isn't strong enough. The warmth of the bed wins. The pull of just a little more sleep is way too powerful. He hits the snooze button, and that silence that follows, it feels like both a huge relief and a crushing defeat, all at the same time. Now here's the problem. This isn't a one-time thing. It's not just a little slip-up. This is the beginning of a pattern. It's the start of a cycle that takes hold, and it takes hold fast. Just look at how this goes. On Monday, he's only 9 minutes late. The excuse is simple: I was too tired. Okay. But by Tuesday, it's 5:17 a.m. The negotiation took a little longer. And by Wednesday, he's not up until 5:25, and the excuse has changed into this question of just resignation. What's one more day? Every single press of the snooze button is a small surrender, and it just makes the next one that much easier. And you can actually see how the conversation in his head starts to change. The strong self's voice, it gets weaker, almost desperate. You're letting yourself down, just try. But the weak self, it's getting smarter. It's becoming a master debater. It starts using past failures as ammunition. You failed yesterday, so what's different today? It even rebrands procrastination as a form of self-care. Just be kind to yourself. It's brilliant, really. And all of these tomorrows, they really start to add up. This isn't about waking up early anymore. Not really. It's about the heavy emotional weight that each one of these broken promises leaves behind. And the cycle is just vicious. It always starts with hope the night before. Then in the morning, the bargaining begins. When that fails, it turns into frustration with himself as he's rushing to get his day started. And by the end of the day, that frustration just curdles into this quiet, heavy shame. And if you could actually see a picture of Arjun's mindset, this is what it would look like. Frustration and self-doubt are the big players now. And that bright, burning hope he had on that first night, it's now just a tiny little 5% sliver, and it's barely hanging on. Because the war was never really about the alarm clock to begin with. What Arjun is discovering morning after morning is a really fundamental truth. His huge ambition to build discipline, well, it hasn't led him into a fight with his schedule or how tired he is. It's led him into a fight against himself. And that really brings us to the absolute core of this whole thing, doesn't it? It's a question we all have to face at some point. What is the single hardest, most relentless battle that you will ever fight in your entire life? It's not against some opponent or a big challenge or some tough circumstance. The hardest battle you will ever fight is against yourself.
It's your ambition versus your comfort, your discipline versus your impulses. It's your best self versus the self that just wants 5 more minutes. And that is a battle that is won or lost every single day.